All right, guys, here we go for our hip workout. So we're going to put the band above the knees, and we're going to start to do some circular walks with my feet forward. I have a nice upright posture. We're going to be doing this for a minute. So if you notice, I'm circling outside the hip and back. Okay, again, I'm keeping an upright posture, really kicking that heel outside the glute. And again, we're going to be doing this for an entire minute. So the first one, I'm going to be kicking out with the hips. Again, from the side, I'm nice and stable and tall. This is coming from the outside of the hip, moving forward and back. We have about 20 more seconds. So we're going to stay tall. You should really start feeling this in the outside of the glutes. Again, we're not moving side to side. Nice tall position. We're going to start doing a little bit more of a squat walk in about 10 seconds. Okay, so we're going to finish out our big hip C-circle walks, which is what we're doing right now. And now we're going to start doing a little bit more of a squatty walk. So what I'm going to do here is actually start to teeter-totter a little bit back and forth. So again, it's a little bit of a different burn. Okay, again, I'm doing some open side walking, kicking the feet out. Again, I'm upright posture, I'm not here. Okay, we're going to keep moving. Okay, you can move side to side a little bit with those hips. Just keep the feet apart and do your best to keep the feet straight. Again, this is a nice zigzag pattern. Okay, again, keep those feet apart. And right now, my hips are literally on fire. And so should yours. Again, keep those hips apart. We're going to side Z walk. Again, pushing out. We're going to get into our first move, which is going to be in a squat in about 10 seconds. Okay, so again, I'm going to keep moving, keep my hips warm, and we're going to start going into our squat for 1 minute. So we're going to start with the band actually below the knees, okay? So here we go into our first squat. So we're going to push out, push the knees. You can see in the mirror, I'm staying nice and tall. My abs, I'm going to actually turn on my abs extra hard at the bottom and come out. I'm going to squeeze my fists, pushing everything out. If you notice from the side, both sides alignment, I'm going to push, 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 push. I'm going to squat to the depth that my abs stay engaged. So I'm going to keep this really tight. We have about 20 more seconds, okay? Just think about breaking the band on the way down and on the way up. Anchoring your toes. Your toes should be completely down. Woo! And your butt should be absolutely on fire. We're going to switch in about 10 seconds, okay? 10 seconds. Whew, I'm keeping that timer on my phone. Man, this is lit up right now. Break that band. Keep that distance out on the way up. We're going to hit the floor to glute bridges. So glute bridges, I'm going to pull this band above and start pushing my hips up in the air. Really squeezing the glutes, driving the hips, keeping my chin tucked in. I'm going to drive my elbows, push my feet down as hard as I can. Really think about driving with your big toe all the way down. Pushing that big toe into the floor. Pause it at the top for a 3-second count. Pushing your ribs down. Really feeling it a little bit in the low abs as well. Okay, again, we're going to do a 3-second pause at the top, focusing on breaking the band too. So the band is pushing out. Your knees should be outside of your hips and your feet should be just outside of the hips. We're going to move into our last move in about 10 seconds and your butt should be like on fire. Whew. All right, so the last move in our series is a single leg hip bridge. So with the single leg hip bridge, my foot's going to be down. Okay, I'm going to push through the bottom, pop up, and back down. Again, I'm going to push, hold for 3 seconds, and back down. If you feel this too much in your hamstring, you might want to pull your heel in closer. Make sure your hips are stable at the top. You're going to switch in about 5 seconds because that's 30 seconds. We have a full minute of work pushing through. If you're doing this correctly, the band shouldn't ride up. Again, my hips are tilting and lifting till I feel a stretch in that hip flexor. We got about 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, so that was technically our warm-up set. Next, we're gonna move into the actual workout. So, take a little bit of water. If you're doing this separately, you wanna pause this, take 90 seconds. We're gonna get into the first one right now. Again, we got another 5 moves. 10 reps of each. So here's where we get into our actual workout. Guys, are gonna grab your 10-pound dumbbells. We've got squats, 10 reps. Ready, set, go. So we're gonna drop down, push the band apart, and tilt the hips at the top. My tempo is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna hold, come up. So we're gonna hold for about 2 seconds at the bottom and come up. We have 5 more reps. Stick with me. We got 5. Again, break that band at the bottom and the top. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. From there, we're going to go into actually a little bit of an RDL. So I'm going to actually put this foot back, and I'm going to hinge back on that top leg, okay? So step and lock, push into the hip, come up. We're going to do that for 10 total reps. Again, if my left foot's in front, I'm hinging, pushing that butt back, keeping the core tight, push away from the floor. So I'm going into the floor, push away from the floor. 3 more reps. 2, 1. Again, set up good form, right foot in front. Shin angle's about straight. Pushing this right hip back, 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 back. Chin's tucked in, then I'm going to push away from the floor. My knee does not lock out in the top. It stays nice and bent. I'm going to crease that right hip joint into the wall behind me and push my butt back as far as my hamstrings will tolerate, and then I come back up. 3 more reps. 3, 2, 1. We're going to hit the deck for that glute bridge. If you notice, the